What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Butler. Oh, let me turn this light up. Just that's why. Oh, it's your boy Butler. I can't see one of my glasses. It's your boy Butler, man. The best day of my life. Tomorrow's not promised. Gonna do your little dance while they still playing your song. And today's news in the Georgia Department of Corrections, man. I think that the Department of Corrections is trying to tighten up on the cell phones. I say that because I've been seeing certain messages online, and then when I try to reach out to certain people, I'm not able to get through. I'm not able to get through on the telephone. Uh, let's see. Come on, with this shit, bro. This. Unknown number. Hello.
Hey, this is JJ. I called you earlier today.
Yeah.
Refrigerator.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your address? So come on, have somebody come out and look at it. I'm gonna go ahead and buy it, and I just come pick it up this weekend.
Yeah. When are they coming?
I don't know. She got to work.
Okay. Well, do this because I don't just want to give my address out. When you get an ETA you can call me and I'll send you the address because I don't want to send over here and nobody's here. I can text you the street. Yeah. I just because last time I just had people that was knocking on my door and I had already sold the product and that's not.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. What then? If I want it, I pay for it. Is it a secure place where I can get a hold to this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You said you had another one.
Yeah, I have several of them. They're in the driver.
Like that.
Yep.
Okay.
They're all plugged up.
You all plugged up.
Yep.
If you can, send me the pictures of the other one too.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. Fortunately, staying out of prison takes small jobs come into consideration, man. You have to do a whole lot of stuff. But at least I ain't selling dope. And I know it seemed kind of weird that I was talking and you couldn't see nobody, but these glasses right here, those Ray-Bans, so you can talk on these glasses and not. I'm trying to figure out something else I can do with them because I can record up to like 3 minutes. It won't let me go live on my Instagram because I got too much violent stuff on there. But okay, so I think the Georgia Department of Corrections, they have brought in jammers. Let's look up jammers, cell phone jammers, and see what these actually are because I have a lot of people that I usually connect with and can talk to in Chain Gang, and it's not happening today. Hello, hello. Let's see. I need to take these off the damn thing because I can hear it right here. Y'all can't hear it. Okay, let me take it off. Then go back.
At 9, St. Louis may have cell phone jamming technology heading to the City Justice Center. It's an effort by the commissioner, she says, to combat contraband. Corrections Commissioner Jennifer Clemens Abdullah revealed the plan during a one-on-one interview with Fox Files investigator Mitch McCoy.
Hello, good to be with you. The city is in a waiting game for the federal government's green light. While security upgrades are being made, the commissioner is willing to talk about it, but not show it to us. What would you say the state of the City Justice Center is?
In progress.
St. Louis City Justice Center Commissioner Jennifer Clemens Abdullah says safety improvements are underway. The CJC already has one body scanner and is in the bid process to buy additional body scanners, which can detect drugs.
We're coming up with some new other scanners too, more like metal detectors in the event, to detect anything, any shanks, anything that could be detrimental.
The center recently upgraded its HVAC and fire suppression system. She says critical parts that also play a role in detecting drug usage.
It's a slow progress. It's almost like trying to turn a tanker around that you're driving for the military.
Why not show people some of those improvements?
The same reason you have car dealerships like Mercedes, like BMW. They don't tell you how to work on their cars. You have individual people that may say, this is how you do this. You do that to protect the work product.
But respectfully, all of those things and all those improvements are being
Salute,
paid for by
Savannah. What's
taxpayers.
going on with you, bro?
money.
Yes. However, you got to look at it from a standpoint is it's not necessarily the grandmothers that are listening. It's the grandmothers talking to their grandsons and granddaughters that are relaying information. We don't mind the taxpayers really knowing, but we do mind taxpayers knowing the integral internal workings of things. Let me ask you something. Would you put your password to your security code at your house out? Of course not. Why? Because you don't want anybody to come in on you. Okay. That's why we don't.
But
okay, so that is what it is. But so what I'm catching on my end is that I got some people that's in the system that I usually hear from like on a daily basis, and it's not happening, bro. Then there was a mass message that was sent out, letting. Oh, you know what? Let me pull it up for you. Let me pull it up for you. It's on this phone. So somebody said they was coming out the hole, bro, and I'll be seeing my videos everywhere. Somebody was coming out of the hole. Let me get it for real. What is it going? Maybe it's on Instagram. Let's see. Or it might be in my photos. Let me check that. That to get your SIM cards out your phone, because they about to come through. I guess they were trying to warn everybody. Your perks have been approved. Finish setting up your channel. Your perks have been approved. Congratulations. You're one step closer to learning memberships on your channel. I'll take that. Look at God. Man, where is it, bro? Okay, I don't see it over there. So let's try it right here. Nope, don't see it over there neither. Oh, that's the wrong page. That's the wrong. Man, I don't have time for this shit. I promise you I don't have time for this shit. Yeah, oh. That's not what we're doing. Give me a few. Okay, so let me go to this page because I know it's on there. All right, here it is. So it says, for those in Georgia state prisons, y'all be safe. We just popped the war off with GF. Now, GF is Ghostface. Last night, I'm out the hole and I got active. As soon as I went out there, I got hit, but I'm good. Y'all make sure you take your SIM cards out of your phone. No. You don't want no music on here. So that was an anonymous message that came across one of the groups I'm in on Facebook. But he is telling them to grab their SIM cards because they coming. They're gonna do. It's been some massive shakedowns taking place. They just had an offing at Coffee State Prison this morning. Hold on, let me see. Come on, bro. Oh, let me see. Wow, that's wild. They had a stabbing at Empathy might be. And I'm gonna show y'all some of this stuff so you can see it. But they had us. Okay, whatever, bro. Let's see. Let's go. Okay, so law and security into metro interest rate diagnostics. It says the phone a man who was getting ready to go to. This is from, I won't say your name, but it said, I was just on the phone with my husband at Rogers State Prison. A man who was getting ready to go to a transitional center passed out, and inmate started yelling that he's dead. My husband said he was in his 50s. Pray for him, paramedics concerned. He had a heart attack. He was transferred to the hospital and later died. And damn, bro, this happened. It says he was in building A1. His name was David Woods. So that's one of the reasons why they got these blockers off in the chain game, bro. That's why they bring them. Cause communication. Like if you doing something and the people in prisons, the humans in prisons are not able to broadcast to let people know, then you don't have to start cleaning up. That's just my personal opinion. But when we're getting live feed from prison the way that we are, whether it be positive or negative, progressive or redundant, it's giving us a real time reaction. It's giving us real time indication as to what's going on. This dude just died 14 hours ago, and we'll get news from inside the prison faster than the Georgia Department of Corrections is able to let it to. Okay, I'm seeing the funeral for this poor homeless man. Lost his life due to negligence of the city. Does anybody see all the live lost in Georgia Department of Corrections? Why do they? So right now I'm just going through group comments. Why do they not give a live televised funeral? I can tell you why. I'm not gonna go in there. There's Sony email. Well, this the lunch. This is I'm not gonna put her name on there. She get enough publicity. Shit, it'll be her group. But this was lunch today in one of the chain gangs. That's lunch. Yeah, my nails dirty. Cause I still work with my hands. But that's lunch. So it's a very simple process, man. I don't know if this is the turn of something that is about to start helping the people in there. The young lady that spoke earlier, I think they were in St. Louis, but what they did was they put jammers all over the chain, all over their facility, and it just stopped people from communicating. So in a situation where you have at Smith State Prison, where you had the people that were housed there were able to communicate with people on the outside, and they had a officer unalive. Well, not the officer. They had the officer's neighbor unalive because they had similar trucks. So I think once you cut off the line of communication, maybe there'll be change. Maybe there won't. But we won't know because who's going to communicate that? It won't be the Department of Corrections. But right now, it's just so much. It's like back to back to back to back. I'm having live interviews with people that's locked up, that's in the hole, that ain't supposed to have access to none of this stuff. But I'm gonna tell you what I think is gonna take place. I think for a certain amount of time, they're gonna pipe down. And I think that after they have documented that they've made a change, things will start to get back to normal. Because if you will not hire these people, if you're not going to hire more staff and you're still overpopulated, then the issue is still there. You're just altering. What you just did was you kind of just turned the fire up. You kind of just turned the fire up because now if I'm in a dorm, if I'm in an 80-man dorm and it's 10 cell phones, then maybe I get to talk to the people that I want to talk to. But if I'm in a 60-man dorm or 80-man, whatever I said, and it's 2 cell phones, and you just turned those 2 people who got them cell phones either to extremely successful hiders, or you just put the red dot on their forehead. Cause now it's like, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where a lot of people are trying to get one prize. If it's several different prizes, then we can have more than one winner. But it's almost like putting a bottle of water in front of 100 thirsty people who are dying of thirst. Like, it's probably not going to be a successful successful retriever of that water, just based on the fact that we willing to do whatever it takes in order to get there. Or on the positive end, what could take place is that maybe they'll put the blockers up, the cell phone jammers, that'll reduce the gang or reduce the unlawfulness being recorded for other prisoners to see. Because sometimes when it's a green light on somebody, or if somebody has violated, let's say somebody's in violation, meaning they're in trouble and there's a price to pay, whether it be financial or by way of physical punishment or just do punishment. Sometimes back in the day, you could get transferred. You can get transferred, you can catch out, and you could run. But the people in chain gang communicate more effectively and faster than anybody else, bro. They know what's going on in the streets. They know what's going on. They is up on it. Believe that. So it would reduce that. Now, some intel, but not a whole lot of intel. So there was a young man who passed away. I think he was at Hancock. I did a story on it, but I didn't have all the intel. My video, I don't know if it was on this page and the other page. Oh, this page is, what is this? This is Stay Out of Prison. So I got another page called Best Day of My Life. Man, y'all go over there and subscribe to that. Let me see. It's called Best Day of My Life. That's my other page. So I don't know if I did the interview on this page or on the other page, but I was live with somebody who was inside of Smith State Prison, Macon State Prison, one of the prisons. And we talked in depth about the inhumane conditions at that particular facility. But I didn't find out till after that conversation where I got details from that particular prison where the unaliving literally took place. I mean, people that were there. So I'm not going to say the name, but rest in peace to everybody that was involved, because it was like I just realized this thing I bought for my child it's not just a light up. It's that thing, man. It's that, you know, that little thing. You see it, that little thing. So there was a situation where a young man he was a part of, well, I don't even want to say that. What I'll say was he was the holder of contraband being drugs, phones, or what have you. And he was trusted. I guess he had a really good hideout spot, and he was trusted amongst killers and thieves. So when there was sign or word that there was going to be a massive shakedown, then a lot of people would bring their property to this individual. And this individual used to put it up or hide it and he apparently was good at this, because I don't know if it was because of his location. I don't know what magic trick he had to hide these things. So, but what he did was, and this is also something I always wondered about people in general, like how you slime on a whole dorm. Like if everybody's hiding their stuff at one particular place and you just catch out, like you sign PC or something, you're like, I don't want to be in this dorm. And now we have come to you and said, hold our cell phones till they get done with this massive shakedown. And then you take the stuff and you catch out. You go to another dorm. Then you go to the other dorm and you doing some, you just, it, I have, I'm not saying that it's beyond me to understand, the mind. Because truly, if you think about it, when people be like, it's no honor amongst thieves, man, first of all, when you're dibbing and dabbing into unlawfulness, I don't think anybody's checking their moral compass at the door. It's not like we got to take some blood test or some, lie detector test to see if we're going to be honest amongst thieves. It's just not happening. Like, we're in here, you're in here for a long period of time. It's not because you was late to Bible study, it's because you broke the law. So from my understanding, this individual may or may not have finessed or took some things that he could not replace. And there may have been protection over him, but after he had continued violations, then that protection was gone. And when that protection was gone, man, from my understanding, and mind you, I'm on the outside, I'm just paying attention to what's going on. And these are conversations that I've had with guys that were there. They unleashed on this dude, man. He just kept stealing. He kept stealing. He was a habitual line stepper, in the words of Eddie Murphy brother, Charlie Murphy. He was a habitual line stepper. And unfortunately, in that environment, bro, habitually crossing that line, man, to get you dealt with. And it got him dealt with, is what I heard. So without talking your head off about that, man, I hope that they're going to help those humans that are behind those walls. That would be awesome. Or maybe they just want to stop the public from knowing about it. And I just don't know. I just don't know where we're gonna go from here. I just don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't trust them. I don't trust them, because if they can stop the public from knowing about some of the issues that are going on, I think that that they don't have to fix it. It will be, if you silence the problem, then it's technically it's fixed in the eyes of, mass media. I think that the communication is getting way out of hand. When I say it's getting way out of hand, people are on here. You can make money off of I done made I could potentially make a couple of dollars off just the conversation I'm having in reference to prisons. But I think I say to myself, hey man, and I'm gonna speak on this while I'm on here too. I was invited to speak at the Emory Law School this past Saturday. And I bump heads. Let me show it to you. Cause I just believe there's a certain degree of realness that, bro, I'm gonna have to keep it, or it just ain't gonna be right to me, bro. Let me show you. So I was at the law school. The questions that we ask, sometimes, especially kids, sometimes I think about some of the questions that we ask. Sometimes it's overwhelming because I just try to derive logic from everything. So if I'm a lawyer, do we care? Do we really care? And if so, then why are you a lawyer? Why aren't you? You should be a case manager. Right. No. I don't really agree with that. Okay. Well, if I could just touch on that, I just feel like I would love to hear what he has to say. Go ahead.
Well, I'm a recently retired criminal defense lawyer. I was a federal prosecutor for 6 years. I was a defense lawyer for over 40 years. And being a criminal defense lawyer is really being a helping profession. We don't represent corporations, we represent people and people in trouble. And if you don't care about your clients, then that's when you need to find something else to do. And a good lawyer, a good criminal defense lawyer cares about your client. You said you got a good lawyer. Well, part of that good lawyer was that lawyer cared about you. He was going to work hard to help you. So I think it's a little too cynical to say that lawyers are just paper pushers. Now, on the other hand, we're part of this criminal justice system that's got a tremendous amount of inequity and unfairness built into it, racism built into it. And you sometimes feel like you're part of this horrible system that's just, conveyor belting people in prison, and that is tough to deal with. I do think criminal defense lawyers do care about that.
I do have a question. Just so we're on the same page, I'm sorry if it came off that way. I never said the lawyers were paper pushers. However, they do push paper. Have you ever?
Wrong motions.
Right. Have you ever interacted with somebody that you knew, and I don't know if you can even answer this question, that you knew was guilty and was just a complete asshole just to the rest of the humans are?
I specialize in representing the falsely accused, so I
So my point in saying this is that, man, listen, like I like having real conversations, bro. I don't want to be sitting up here and we dancing around what the real issues is. So yes, I am in a room full of attorneys to be, some district attorneys, some judges, and the question is asked. The question is, what can attorneys do to further help their clients upon their release? Hey man, stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing with me, man. Stop insulting my intelligence, bro. Because everybody else had a decent answer. And from where they're at and where I'm at, man, they was maybe I was out of line. And if I was, I apologize. But I kind of look at things from a logical, like I said in the video, bro. I try to attach logic to everything that I'm interacting in, or else I'm not gonna interact in it. It's just the bottom line. Are you sitting here asking rhetorical questions that you just really don't even care about what's going on? This is my brothers. I'm gonna take this. Hey, I'm online and I'm live. You ain't got nothing to contribute to this channel. I'm gonna have to call your ass back. You got something you out of jewel you want to drop on these people, huh?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
I've been thinking lately about what a man is actually looking for. And a man is looking for peace.
Hold on. First of all, let me tell you. I want to tell you, this is my brother. This nigga smarter than what he think he is. But here you go.
Okay. I've been thinking about what a man is looking for in a relationship, and I have to first relate that to myself and what I have been looking for in a relationship and what I realized that I did not know that I did not know. And what a man is looking for in a relationship is peace. But in order to get this peace, you have to be willing to give this peace. And a lot of times we as men are not willing or even unable to give the peace that we are actually asking for. So in turn, when we're looking for peace, all we're bringing is turmoil. So that's all.
That sounds like a poem, nigga.
It's not.
I ask you this in retaliation to your statement. There's one question. Are you ready for it?
Okay. I'm ready.
What would Future do?
Future will say, fuck these hoes and get money. However, Future
Pluto name we pray.
But also, Future is also a victim of this capitalistic, materialistic, and racist ideology that has given reference or rise to men disrespecting and not protecting their women.
So does this mean that you're about to start saving black women out here? I mean, what is this? How does this relate to you, brother?
The thing is, I can't save black women.
Okay. Can you point them in the right direction?
I cannot.
Okay, so what are we doing here? Are we just
I cannot save black women because in all my experience being saved, a black woman has saved me. So what I can do though, what I can do is facilitate an environment of responsibility in order for the black woman to be the nurturer and the creator of life that she is.
What does that mean, though?
That means can I make an environment or can I contribute to an environment that will enable and empower black women, which will save us all.
But what about the black women who she ain't recognize her true position? Like, some black women be going through their thought stage. Are these the ones that's gonna save us, or?
Black women going through their thought stage is a direct and an indirect result of being unprotected. So, that being the case, if a black woman is unprotected, be it by her father or lack of father, or be it by her brothers or lack of brothers, then you know what she does? She
reverts to an ideology or an SOP or standard of operations of protection, which means she has to protect herself. So if protecting herself is putting all men in a category of gain versus what you can do for me, and that's a third stage, okay. So what we have to do as men is make the environment protective enough for her so she don't have to resort to that third stage.
How do you make the environment, how do you make it peaceful or interchangeable enough for her to be in the place where she can be the best that she can be?
First, you have to start with yourself, and you have to have a responsibility to yourself and to your actions. But then also, you have to propagate an environment of protection and responsibility for your brothers as well.
It sounds like have you started dating or talking to somebody with dreads or somebody who have like who burn sage? Because that's what you give me. You giving me
actually, I stopped dating anybody and everybody. And that energy that I was putting into dating, or that energy that I was putting into someone else, I am now putting it to myself. So being as now I have the energy and the brain power that I'm not expending in any sort of way, I'm using it for a greater good. I'm gonna tell you something.
You know, sometimes you remind me of Damon Wayans on 11 Color. It's the emancipation of the proclamation.
Sometimes, I know. I'm gonna get an example. I'm gonna get an example. I'm gonna get an example of using your brain power for good as opposed to bad, or as opposed to negatively. So one time, I learned a whole language just to get a piece of ass. A whole language.
Future would be so proud of you.
Think about this. Think about it. If I would have used that same brain power that I had a sense of urgency for, a sense of urgency to get his ass to something that was uplifting or empowering to our environment or to our culture as a whole, think about how much further we would be. And then collectively, if you think about me as, and then magnifying me or multiplying me by the millions of other brothers who use that same brain power for some bullshit, if they use that same brain power for something collective or something contributing or positive, then how much further as a culture will we be?
Touche. But in retrospect or retrospect, no, I'll just play. But here's the thing though, because there's only one thing that is more delighting or more fulfilling than, how do you say, vagina? And that is the promise of vagina. The promise of vagina has got people.
I told you that 10 years ago.
Yeah. I'm elaborating on it. So what I'm saying is that these young ladies are not always promising. Sometimes they is delivering. And so there is no need to put in to learn a whole nother language. It's just, if you can afford chicken and you got most of your top teeth, hey man, you in where you fit in.
And that's the problem with the culture, because it's about value at that point. So if you can trade the P for some chicken or some J's or whatever, then you put yourself as having no value, or you put it as having no value. And even by us having this discussion puts us in the realm of valuing it, which is something that is invaluable. So just for us to be able to have this conversation about the value of something, the value of something priceless, is a problem within our culture.
How do you fix it? Can it be fixed? Or are we just saying dope shit on the sideline watching?
No, it can be fixed. It can't be fixed tomorrow. It can be fixed through consistency. It can be fixed with a collective mind reset.
How are you helping fix the problem, my brother?
By realizing where I've been the problem.
Sound like you just left therapy.
I didn't. I just left my job. But I had therapy this weekend.
Okay.
And therapy in the form of taking care of my children, and therapy in the form of the purest love possible.
I can always tell when you hadn't had sex in a long time, brother.
And you know what? I realized when I was writing that as soon as I started to have sex, as soon as I started to expend that life force, my creativity, went down. My strength went down.
The syllables in your words decreased.
Exactly, all that because post-nut clarity only lasts for so long.
What's post-nut clarity? Can you define it? I'm not familiar with that term.
Okay. Well, post-nut or post-ejaculation clarity is you started to question everything. You started to question your worth or the worth of what you just put into the energy you just put into this relationship, the energy you just put into achieve this nut, which means
you mean like learning another language, like
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. But then after you come, you're like, you know what? It wasn't even that good. I don't even like you that much. You feel what I'm saying? Unless you actually do like them that much. Because if you don't, and you were saying, and you just putting in the effort just to get it, it's gonna show after it's over with. Because either you're gonna want to get it again, or you're gonna want to spend time with them, or you want to get out your face and just go watch YouTube.
Okay, so let me ask you, so how do you get to a point where you don't just don't just go for the finish line? Well, he trim around and take the slow way around. How do you make that appealing to a man whose ultimate goal is to get to the finish line? Why would he slow down and try to smell the roses and get to know the shortcuts and the long ways? Why?
First, you got to define what the finish line is for you. If the finish line is a piece of pussy, okay, awesome, great. Then I'm not judging it, but I understand it because I've been there. So if your expenditure of energy is just to get some pussy, then that's your finish line. But also, if you look at it from the realm of, you know what, say you don't have any kids, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have any kids, and the finish line for you is to get as much pussy as possible.
Okay.
After you bust your nut, and you'll sit there sometime and you'll think, you know what? If I left here today, there would be nothing to show I was ever here. So once you start thinking in terms of longevity, once you start thinking in terms of your bloodline or your empire or your essence being left here, then you start to think differently. But if you don't care that if you bust this nut or keep busting these nuts, and you don't have any kids, or even if you do have kids, if you're not raising them, if you're not pouring into them, which will ultimately pour into the community, then, it's like, why are you here? Once you start thinking in those terms, your mindset starts to change a little bit. And you say, you know what? I have to do something to ensure the longevity of my line, to ensure the longevity of my essence, of my God-given seed. Once you start thinking about that, the finish line stretches out for you. You don't mind expending that energy to get to the finish line. Or at that point, there is no such thing as a finish line. You don't look at it in those terms. You look at it in terms of the finish line is 3 generations from now. Am I going to be here? Or if what I teach my sons, is that going to be here to teach my grandkids or to teach their grandkids? When you start looking at it like that, then there is no finish line, or the finish line stretches to a point where you can't see it, or you know that you won't be here to see it, but that is okay. Because what you taught your sons, they're going to teach their grandkids, they're going to teach your grandsons, they're going to teach your great-grandsons. So that is how we change the mindset, the collective mindset. And maybe it can be done in this generation, but I doubt it. Or maybe it can be done in the next generation. I'm hopeful.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It is. So, either you can start thinking about in terms of the Black Rose Initiative, or we can keep thinking in terms of what will future do.
The Black Rose Initiative. I've heard that. What is the Black Rose Initiative?
The Black Rose Initiative is a campaign for the appreciation of, in this instance, Black men in our culture. Okay. Because I'm gonna give you an example. Because a lot of times we as Black men, when we are doing things that are exemplary for our community or noteworthy or building to our community, you know what's said?
What?
Nothing at all. Because there are so many examples of Black men doing just the opposite. When a Black man is doing something exemplary, then a lot of times people don't say anything. But if they do say something, they say, "Oh, what about all them other niggas out there?" You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, or men feel like we don't need recognition because a lot of times you do what you're supposed to do. Case in point, I was at a jump place with my kids this weekend. My mama was there because it was one of my niece's birthday parties. I was cutting on my son's cake or something like that. He's 2. He's a toddler. So my mama called me over there. She said to me, she said, "Sir, I got to tell you something." I said, "What's going on, Mom?" She said, "I know you're tired, but you're doing a good job. Keep going." I looked at my mom and I said, "Thanks, Mom." But I walked off with tears in my eyes. And I actually had to go to the bathroom because I shed a couple tears. Because at the end of the day, the only title that I care about, the only title that means anything to me is the title of dad. And oftentimes we do not get any sort of recognition, so to the point that we don't feel like we even need it.
Yeah,
but a lot of
keep
times,
on going.
Yeah, most of the time we do need it because we are human too. But we've been taught and socialized to ignore our humanity, ignore the fact that we are vulnerable, ignore the fact that we have emotions, ignore the fact that we get tired.
So what you're alluding to is that you are coming up with I want to say an
initiative to recognize Black men in your life who have been an influence to you or who have done something positive that influenced you or influenced your circle. And I got the idea from a video I saw on social media somewhere where a dude was in the park and he gave another dude a flower. He asked him to hold it because he was tired to shoot. The dude tied to shoot, and he left the dudes with the flower.
Was this a black rose or just a regular flower?
It was red.
Okay.
But
is there significance with a red rose or a black rose or?
Black roses signify stress, signify longevity and rebirth.
Okay, so you've done the research.
And I'm Black, so I'm rooting for everybody and everything Black. So yeah. With that, so the guy, when he walked off and left the rose with the other guy, there was a caption that said what the note said that was on the rose. It says, "Most men only receive flowers at their funeral." And
true, very true.
And then it said, "You matter." And the dude started to cry. And I thought about it myself, and I said, you know what? If I receive something like that, some kind of recognition or whatever, or some kind of motivation to keep going, that would make me emotional too. It's the same way my mama told me I was doing a good job. So that's where it came from.
That's actually pretty dope, bro. I just left the link down here. It's called the Black Rose Initiative.
BlackRoseInitiative.com. Coming to a city near you.
Actually, there's a page. You can go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube page, and what you'll see is you'll see the Black Rose Initiative. Right now, we just, it's a platform. It's there. We hadn't uploaded any videos. We hadn't got out. Well, we've gotten out in the community, but we hadn't edited it, so it's not there right now. But the platform is there. So go ahead and like, share, subscribe to the Black Initiative.
The Black Rose Initiative.
I'm sorry, the Black Rose Initiative. Okay.
It's a movement.
It's a movement, bro. It's a forever lasting and ongoing movement, man. I appreciate you calling in. We'd like to get an interview with you in person if at all possible. I was going to try to talk to you Saturday, but when I came to your house to drop my vending machine off, you had a house full of boys. You had 4 of your sons with
you. Come on Friday or Saturday, and they'll be doing other stuff. So I have time.
How do you do it, brother?
Because I have no other choice.
Okay. Respect.
Yeah.
It says, do you feel you're good at sizing people up and judging their mental fortitude, especially when you need to quickly place yourself into the hierarchy of prison upon joining?
I have to be, and I've had to be, because if you size somebody up the wrong
Go ahead.
You have to make quick judgments. You have to make snap judgments that might not be always correct. But if you're dealing with the realm of the first law of nature is self-preservation, and you've been in situations in which you've had to preserve your actual life, then you get better at making those judgments. Because any idea or any experience when it comes to danger or the qualities that lead to danger, you will be on the lookout for and be more adept in recognizing immediately. Because if you don't, you might literally die. So yeah, I think I'm pretty good at it.
What do you do? What do you base your judgments on? Ultimately, a man is either above us on the hierarchy of law. It said, and prison highlight that. It's like
I have never ever judged any man on being in a hierarchy higher than myself.
I don't understand the question. This is a smart person who wrote this because it's well put together. Can you ask that same question, but pretend you're asking it to like a fifth grader that is really, really smart? Because that's what I am. I know I look smart, and sometimes I sound smart. But your question is complicated. Not complicated to like a smart person, but almost complicated to me. I want to be able to break that question down because it says, do you feel you're good at sizing people up and judging their mental fortitude, especially when you need fortitude? That's a big word, especially when you need to quickly place yourself into a hierarchy of prison upon joining. My brother immediately started answering that question. I was trying to figure out what it meant, not because it's not understandable, but because sometimes I can do big words, but when you do a bunch of big words all together, it confuses me. Where you base your judgments on, ultimately, a man is either above us on the hierarchy or lower. In prison, highlight that. Yeah, say that a different way. I'll give my opinion on it. But you know what I just realized is that even in prison, because what I'm gathering from this question is maybe he or she is asking, how do you keep yourself safe based upon, how you interact with people, or are you being forced to judge that individual or these individuals? Is that what you got from it?
How do you size this person up to see if they're a threat or not?
Oh, okay. Everybody's a threat until you determine otherwise.
Yeah, and then if you place them above, I ain't gonna say above you, but if you place them on the same level as yourself, then they have the same abilities as yourself. And if you know your abilities there, then you know that they could also going to be a threat.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say above you, because if you know your abilities, then you know what you're capable of. So if somebody is on the same level as you can recognize them as a threat. But if you place them lower than yourself, then you're gonna look at them with no consequence. You're gonna look at them as a non-threat.
You could trick yourself, clean off into an ass whipping or a stabbing or unalive.
Exactly.
But you know what though? Here's the irony of that is that's actually emotional intelligence, bro. Emotional intelligence consists of 5 elements. That is self-awareness. Self-awareness, self-boundaries, communication, social skills, and empathy. So being aware of yourself is knowing. I hope this ain't nobody putting in my yard, bro. Self-awareness is knowing where you are on that spectrum, and setting the boundaries is interacting with other people and understanding like what is going to alter you emotionally, mentally, and physically. You're taking other people into consideration. You're practicing empathy. You're using your social skills, whether they be verbal or non-verbal. And your motivation is always to get out of every situation, with an unslit throat to one degree or another. I'm just thinking out loud. They don't have nothing to do with it. But damn, people in prison do use emotional intelligence. I don't think that we or they always use it in a sense of, or maybe they are, because sometimes you just be trying to survive, bro. You don't be trying to keep no peace. You be trying to stay out the nonsense.
I think people in prison use emotional intelligence, just like meerkats use the danger warning.
First
No,
of
it's
all,
meerkats.
what's a
Meerkat
meerkat?
is a meerkat is a rodent, and
Why do you know
Africa
this,
and certain I don't know. A meerkat is a rodent in a certain part of Africa and Asia. That if there's danger, they all stand up. They all stand up and look. They look like little rats. They all stand up.
I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, they all stand up to recognize what the danger is. And I think that is the extent of a lot of emotional intelligence of people in prison. They recognize the physical threat or the physical danger to their life.
So Upstart said the meerkat analogy is very good, which lets me know that meerkat and my brother are both fucking nerds.
Yeah.
Hey man, you know, it is what it is. I think some kind of way we got to try to translate this to the masses. Right now, some of the juveniles are on their way to prison, man, and they just have no idea as to what they're about to be faced up against. But that's a whole nother conversation. So it sounds like you about to eat lunch or something, brother. You want to add something to this before I get back to what I was talking about?
I was getting gas.
Maybe you should come in and do an interview, or you know.
I was getting gas. I'm on the way somewhere, and then I gotta get my kids. So you know how that goes.
Yeah. So no interview today, huh?
Oh no, unless you come out at 8 o'clock when they sleep.
I actually have a class. I gotta go teach the class. I got some money calling me. I'm hit you right back. All right. Yo. Hello.
Hey,
Yes, ma'am. Best day of my life. How about yourself? All you got to do is profess it. You just got to put it out into the universe. The universe has a responsibility to respond to that energy. Facts. Okay, then. No, it's plugged up. It's plugged up. I will text you the address, and you can just let me know how far you are. You know, it's in Decatur. We're in Decatur. Okay, you're not far. I'm gonna text you the address right now. All right, thanks. All right. My apologies, y'all. I'm legally selling stuff, and all right. Peace. I've been watching your channel for about a month now. I've heard you speak about working with at-risk youth. I commend you on that. I've done some time in New York State Prison. Yeah, I work with at-risk youth everywhere. Some of the jobs I have, first of all, bro, I appreciate you interacting with the page. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate all y'all for coming and listening to me ramble on for hours. I appreciate that because you could be listening to anything. So Upstart, Savannah, Change the Game. Bro, I appreciate y'all for even, and this right here adds algorithm. It creates, and we conversing about something that makes sense. So hopefully somebody will learn something from it. But yeah, I have a number of programs in the same county that I got arrested in, bro. So without talking your head off, I came home at 29, got locked up at 19. But while I was there, I was like, bro, I'm gonna do something to help my people out. I'm not, this is the dumbest ever. And I actually wronged people. And I was like, man, I'm not like a real street dude. I'm not, bro. I'm not. Like, I'm probably I'm a horrible criminal, man. Horrible, horrible. I'm the dumbest criminal in the state of Georgia, bro. Like, I suck at breaking the law. I suck. And I can't rap. So what I'm saying is that, bro, I did not go on no long. I ain't never been no mob boss. I ain't never had moves. I'm a horrible gang member. I just suck at breaking the law. Like literally, bro. Since then, I've written a few books and developed an educational program to help kids take their story and present it to the world. We definitely got to talk. We definitely got to talk. I'm gonna send you my email. I used to put my phone number up there, but I don't do that no more because shit get weird. I'm gonna give you one because this is what. Yeah, we're on the same page. Let me see. I just sent you my email address, man. Get at me so we can talk, so we can help change the game. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm a horrible criminal. So I was just like, bro, there's a lot of other people that's horrible criminals too. Unfortunately, they have found success in either talking about them or trying to find different laws to break. And I was like, that's time consuming. How can I help? How can I help? How can I help reduce the nonsense? How can I help decrease recidivism, which is the rate at which individuals return back to prison? And I started doing the work, bro. I started volunteering, putting that work in. And the guys I was working with, they was like, hey, man, if you want to get on payroll, you got to get something that's recognized by the state of Georgia. The state of Georgia only recognizes classes. If you don't have some degree, you're a psychologist, you have to have a different skill set that still requires you to go sit in the classroom. They recognize, when I say recognize, like they send people to DUI school or family violence or anger management, or there's a list of them. So I was like, well, I've been angry before, and so I'm gonna sign up and I'm gonna take this class. And that's what I did. And at the time, I was in college getting my degree in marketing. And so I went back to school for anger management, paid the money, took the class. I paid for it out of pocket, took the class, got certified. And at first I was just using it to get on with grants and to get on the payroll. But then what I realized is that if I don't start using it for my own benefit, I ain't gonna be able to speak my mind, which is gonna wrap back around to the other topic I had before my brother had called. So to speak to what you're talking about, change the game. I had an idea because, man, I have one of my daughter's books in here, bro. So, hold on. I'm gonna run downstairs. I'm about to go get one of my daughter's books because my 11-year-old, she has written like 6 books. I'm gonna run and get one real quick. Whew. All right. So this is one of the books, one of my daughter's books. I think that she done wrote like 6. I think they finished a 6th book this year. So the lady that's responsible for it is Regina Sunshine. Hold on. And I used to do radio with Regina years ago. And so what she does is she gathers up. You never been to prison, stop the lies. Thomas Mitchell. Oh, bro, I wish I had never been to prison. That would be so dope. Because maybe I could have gone to school to do something other than get online and tell stories about going to prison. But I don't know how old you are, Thomas Mitchell, but if you're an adult, I can answer any question that you like for me to ask, unless you just, I don't know if you're trolling or what, but you said you never been to prison, stopped alive. And anyways, so what Regina does is she gathers a group of young ladies and they all contribute and they write books, and the books vary from I am brave, I am light. So they just varying, like this one right here, they may have contributed maybe like a paragraph. They drew a picture as well. But what it does is it when they have their book signing, like you've got girls as young as 11 up to maybe 15, and now they're authors. They have their own book. So this is book number 4. They just finished book number 6. So it's a confidence builder. But in my mind, to speak what you were saying, bro, I had this idea. I was like, why don't we get some of the guys in the neighborhood, some of these young men who have something to say, and then you have these older men who have something to say, and let's say it, bro. We don't all have to contribute, even if for the men it's just elements of manhood, and we put it in a collective book, or if we're just having a conversation with the younger guys, so that at the end of this conversation, at the end of what you're teaching and what you're expecting to be taught, there's something that can be learned from it. And then within that, these guys walk away with the product. So I'm not saying it's just going to change the world, but what I'm saying is if you can turn water boys into authors, I think that that's an improvement. And plus, you can charge more for this. And then it may give you the inklings like, hey, if I wrote this and I only added 2 pages to this, man, I got a whole book off of me. I did it. I didn't, damn, my book. I got a book. I finished, well, I got like one book that's in print that has actually gone to print. But I went back to editing with that book, but it just got weird around here. I was started back selling that book, and I have sold. Man, go ahead on. I have sold that book to pay my rent. The name of that book is Shouting. I don't have a picture of it, but let me see. I think I pulled it up before. Let's go Shouty by Dana Butler. By Dana Butler. But once you get the confidence of an author, let's get an image. There is my first book. I got a copy somewhere downstairs. Got a better copy. Let me see. Got a better copy of that, bro. I can't find it. You ain't got no images, bro. No, that is an image. You can blow it up. Anyway, that's what the cover looked like. That's what the cover looked like. And I did the cover myself. And those are my eyes. The crazy part is I learned how to do Word while I was at Washington State Prison. When they taught us how to do Access, Excel, PowerPoint, and all that stuff. So now, yes, bro, that's what I was saying. Now I was speaking to someone before my brother had called, and we got off on that ramp. It utilized some time, but I was talking about when I was at Emory Law School, and I want to apologize to my brother Omar, because Omar will call me out because I can communicate on lower levels and higher levels depending on what kind of cough I done had. And I think that sometimes I go into a place and I'm inside my head, and I'll grow frustrated with questions that I'll be like, bro, where are we going with this? That's a dope idea, yeah, bro. We got to connect. I just sent you my email, bro. For real, for real. Cause it's something we can. And I'm talking about. I've been talking to a number of people, and it don't take a whole lot of money, bro. It don't take a whole lot of money to write a book. It just don't. And then, but what if you start something in New York, and what if we could just, in my mind, this is how my mind works. Like, what if we can create something in Texas and then California? Not to say people are not already doing it, but like we would change the culture of things. We'd change the thread of things where you just got, and we may not be the forefront of it, but you'll have people that instead of reading up on their dope, and mind you, this is the way my mind works. They reading up on their books. And then these books are actually more talented than us. They some real writers. And then there's a movie guy in here. You know what I mean? These are people who actually have interchangeable skill sets, and they can actually help move stuff forward, bro. So yeah, let's connect on that. So anyway, so when I got done speaking to the attorney in front of everybody, my brother pulled my coat. He was just like, man, we came here for a specific goal. Like we offer, some of these services that these people need. But, I told him, I said, hey man, if that's what we're doing, you should mention it prior to us going in here. Because when we go in here, you telling me I'm talking to an auditorium full of college students and district attorneys. And bro, I'm the same way that I talk to my kids. When I go and talk to my kids, bro, I tell them the truth. I'm going to talk right now at 5:30. I'll be at the DeKalb County Juvenile Court. It's an empowerment class for 16 females that are on. They got ankle monitors on. These little girls will fight. They will they'll get into some nonsense. So the first thing I do, man, is I just tell them how powerful they are. I talk to them just how I talk to my daughters, but I have to keep it all the way real. Hey, there's some people that's gonna come through here. They're gonna be some fucking idiots, man. Please disregard what they're talking about. Please find truth in everything. Find the positive in everything. There's a lot of disappointment that came to their lives, bro. You in Georgia, Kennesaw, been down here for 10 years after I finished parole, packed up and left. Ain't nothing wrong with it, bro. Sometimes people need a new beginning. Kennesaw is kind of quiet too, bro. I just left Kennesaw. But shouts out to you. And however I can help change the game, bro. I'm for it. And I ain't gotta be at the top of the I'm a better Scottie Pippen than I am a Michael Jordan. I don't know if that makes sense. But I'm a badass Scottie Pippen, bro. I just want to get to the finish line. Or if we don't make it, at least somebody get there. So that's what I want you to understand. I look good in the pair of Jordans, but I'm a stronger Scottie Pippen. That's what my superpower is. So with my girls, like I tell them the truth. When I deal with young men, when I go to the youth detention center and I talk to a 12 or a 13-year-old and he got 2 life sentences, and because he got some bodies, because whatever went on. Hey man, I'm not about to get this dude. I'm not about to waste his time. I'm about to tell you, hey, you small. You need to start doing some push-ups and some sit-ups. And you need to start reading everything you possibly can, because you're going to be the smallest person. That means you need to be the smartest. And you need to be strong, bro. You need to be strong. If it ain't nothing but for your own confidence, bro, you need to be strong. So you need to get your regime. You need to start tightening up. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you. I am gonna tell you, get connected to God. I am. But I've seen people get raped in the name of Jesus, is what I'm trying to tell you. I've seen people use God as a blanket to throw you off, because you'll be trying to hide behind your cross or your Quran, and these people take full advantage of you. If I know the truth, bro, and I don't tell the truth to you, if I don't at least try to get us on a platform where we all speak in English, man, what we doing? I'm not with that, bro. But again, bro, pull my coat, and when it comes to certain things, man, I'm not gonna disrespect. If you extend your olive branch to me, bro, I'm not trying to come in and take over and consciously rearrange furniture. But you need to let me know what we on so I can go in there with that agenda. Because the question that they asked was, how can an attorney help their client after that client has gone home? And I just like, bro, from a realistic perspective, bro, what the fuck are y'all talking about, man? Get out. What are you talking about? Bro, you don't care. You don't care what happened to your client after that. It's a business, bro. Get out of here. It's a business, man. Y'all going to law school to make money. Okay, so what I explain, what you don't see in that recording is this. Is my first response is this. In 1865, slavery ended. When slavery ended, therefore came sharecropping. Man, the state of Mississippi had slaves up until 1961. Yeah. So then when plantations began to decrease, the prison population began to increase. When that takes place, that means prisons was profitable. I think I got this lady pulling up, y'all. Prisons was profitable. And when slavery was profitable. And when slavery ended, prisons became profitable. That means that black people was getting prosecuted and persecuted for simple things. That's how Emmett Till died. That's how you can get a life sentence, bro, for eyeballing the white woman. You can get a life sentence for eyeballing the white woman, bro. You can literally be sitting in the cell for the rest of your life because you looked at a white woman in a crazy way. So what I'm telling you is this, is that when that takes place right now, and what I brought up in that conversation is that in Angola is a prison. That's where Boosie was at. Bro, you got black people right now performing free labor. The Angola prison is in the exact same place as the Angola plantation farm. The laws just changed from slavery is illegal to now prison is legal. So that's the money maker. So this is what I'm explaining to a room full of white lawyers. I don't care what color you are. You have some blacks in there, but what I'm telling you is that if we're gonna get some help, shit, we gotta start telling the truth. I can't come here and tell you, oh, I just need help getting some toilet paper. Man, fuck off, man. Go somewhere else with that shit, man. Fuck that. Excuse me. Hello? Okay, here I come. Hey, man, I'm gonna have to log off. The moral of the story is that, bro, if you had the opportunity to tell the truth to somebody, man, you can't be telling people it's no motherfucking Easter Bunny, man, and it's a Santa Claus, because then they grow up believing in that goofy stuff, bro. I'm gonna tell you, hey, ain't no Santa Claus, man. So go on and get your mind right so we can start working on the real issue. That's basically what took place. But again, I want to apologize to my brother Omar because he extended his olive branch. He is, when we need to get on the news, he the man to connect with. He's connecting us with the contracts. And sometimes, like I say, I could be Scottie Pippen, bro. I don't be seeing what the bigger picture is. I be thinking, hey, it's an opportunity to tell the truth. I don't be looking at stuff from the dollar sign perspective. I just be like, hey, man, if you know the truth and I know the truth, maybe we can start working on some shit. But to me, it just seemed like we all worked up about the Easter Bunny. And that's some bullshit. Hey, man, like, share, subscribe. I am going to be back on here tonight. I'm going to be reaching out to some of my chain gang buddies, man. We're going to see who going to come through. If I don't have somebody that's locked up, I'm going to have somebody that's going to be pulling up that been to the chain gang before. So I appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to go off because it's late outside waiting on me.